Welcome to the Make Me Whole podcast, where we explore what it means to just live better. I'm your host, Josette Rosado, a proud Latina and licensed therapist, bringing that unique perspective to the conversation. So whether you're looking to deepen your relationships, improve your mental health, or simply just find more joy, this is where you need to be. Hey there, beautiful people, and welcome back to another episode of the Make Me Whole podcast. Today, we're gonna take another deep dive. As you may or may not know, we're about to tackle, as you may or may not have guessed by the title, we're about to tackle a subject that's like a mirror to our soul: personal growth, self-reflection, and the transformative power of repair. Think about this. You're on a road trip, but instead of beautiful vistas, you keep seeing the same old landscape over and over. You wonder, am I even moving? It feels as though you're caught in a cycle, doesn't it? Well, the road might be a metaphor for life, but the message is crystal clear. We repeat what we don't repair. If you've been following this podcast, you know that we don't shy away from real talk, right? We repeat what we don't repair is a phrase that is both poetic and profound. It's a cautionary statement, a call to action. If you've listened to the episode and considered like, maybe this is about me, ask yourself honestly and you'll know the answer. These phrases sound good on paper, but what do they really mean? Well, when you're caught in a cycle of repetition, there's an underlying issue that needs repair. It's not just about what's happening outside or the people who might be causing us grief. It's about the environment we're creating for these situations to occur. It's easy to point fingers, isn't it? We often say, they're not my type, they're not my pattern. But let's pause and unpack. We're essentially admitting that we have a role in this. Think about that friend who's always complaining about their string of bad relationships. At some point, the common denominator in all of these stories is the person telling them, right? A type is just a preference, but a pattern is a habit. It's like you're at a crossroads every single day. One road is comfortable, but filled with potholes you've fallen into before. The other, unfamiliar, but smooth. You know what's easy? Taking the road with potholes because at least you know where they are. What's challenging but rewarding is forging a new path. That's how you break the pattern. So how do we repair? The first step is awareness. Start by looking inside. Are you fighting with self-worth issues? Have you been setting your boundaries too low? Or is trust a puzzle you have yet to solve? I've been there. I've stood on that metamorphical cliff, contemplating whether to take the plunge into the dark, unknown depths of my own brain. And let me tell you, it's scary. But just as broken bones need to reset to heal, our internal fractures also require attention and care. Look, the universe isn't against you. It's just mirroring back to you what you need to see. It's echoing these songs that you need to hear, even if they're out of tune. You know I believe in the power of boundaries, and setting one with yourself is your first act of repair. What I've learned on this journey is that self-reflection is like your internal GPS. It recalibrates your direction when you're going off course. Take time every day to reflect, journal, meditate. Speak to yourself in the mirror if you have to, but listen, really listen to what your inner voice is trying to tell you. I remember a time when I felt like I was sinking. I was living a life that looked great on paper, but internally, I was a mess. It wasn't until I sat myself down, journal in hand, and wrote out what I was feeling that I truly began to understand the patterns that I was perpetuating. I went even further and felt the need to speak to someone. I'm a therapist who had a therapist. And just being able to process the patterns and the repeated behavior, I can't even tell you what that was like. My own words reflected back at me, and they were the catalyst for my change. When you repair, something magic happens. Freedom. This isn't the kind of freedom where you're released into the wild without direction. No, this is the freedom that comes with understanding. Understanding that you have the power to not only make choices, but to make better choices. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that was easy. Repair is hard work. It's painstaking, and often it's a long process. But the liberation on the other side, that's the real goal. When you free yourself from these self-made chains, you open the doors to so many other beautiful experiences. So there it is, laid out for you in as plain as terms as I can put together. We repeat what we don't repair. The cycles, the patterns, they're all a call to action. They're life's way of saying, hey, you, yes, you, it's time to make some changes around here. Remember, everyone has the right to their own truth. If you find yours through these conversations, then we've both achieved something incredible today.
Thank you so much for listening to the episode today. I hope you all got something from it. If you'd like to reach out, please do so. Send me an email at josette@mmwpodcast.net. You can also find us on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram at Make Me Whole Podcast. Remember, complain less and do more, and I will definitely see you on the next one. Take care.